dude, I love that game.
What is that one called?
Dude, fuck.
Isn't it like battle rafts or something? Raft Wars? Raft Wars. Super division.
Y'all play Run? Like Run 2 with like
We're rolling all around, and yes, I have played.
We're
that
rolling?
game. Yeah, we're rolling.
All right, G, you want to intro this one?
Sure. What episode is this?
Episode 3.
Let's go.
Oh, we're rolling? Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Jared, you good?
We're good.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Let's have some energy.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Back of the Bus. This is episode 3. Welcome back. Everybody, how we feeling today?
Great.
Great.
Phenomenal.
We're recording this the week before because we're off this week.
Correct.
I think we got to start it off with the best news of the week.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Jack, tell the good people what happened today.
Oh, yeah. Tell them what's going on.
Yeah, let them know.
I am a homeowner, which is sick.
Yeah.
I bought my first house today. Thank you, FanDuel, for sponsoring our podcast. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. I haven't moved anything in. Honestly, I'm really stressed because I have so much shit to do, and it's been such a chaotic week. But like, you know, stress comes and goes, just like a passing ship in the night. Acknowledge it, be there,
Quote graphic that.
let it go.
What
I'm stressed.
what is
Hold on one sec.
Oh,
good.
Sorry, I thought this was an ASMR channel.
New shout out to our new sponsor, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Thank you, Diet
Thank
Coke.
you, Diet
Diet
Coke.
They're on a 12 can deal because that's how many we bought, and now we have 11 left. And yeah,
That's actually hilarious.
That's 12
Imagine
episodes
if
at
people
least.
did
if
that.
you-
that would be honestly, salespeople should adopt that because I do think I don't know that could actually work.
Just 12 per cans. How many cans come in your sleeve? 12?
12.
Why do
They
you
go by fast though.
What about a 30 rack?
why do you ask Coop that?
Coop is the king of DP. Soda boy.
DP for
While
CC.
he's at lunch,
One a day.
honestly, since Coop has been here, your lunch routine has been the most consistent thing in the building, and I love it so much. Close the laptop, headphones in, group chat / Twitter, eat, soda, and then
Laughing.
back to the grind.
Coop, if you could just
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Coop, give us just let the people
breakdown.
know like what your lunch looks like on a daily basis. Like, what are you most consistently having?
Well, I have steak tacos at Mini Mart twice a week, Chipotle twice a week, Chick-fil-A once a week. That's my 5 days.
Let's go.
Dr. Pepper for each meal.
Plus the snacks.
I do have snacks. Yeah, I have some yogurt and some almonds
and chocolate.
2 yogurts a
and
day.
chocolate. God, I have a lot. Yeah.
So what happens to you for lunch when you run out of your Uber Eats money for the month?
Coop chefs it up.
That's what I'll go to Mini Mart and pay for there. Also, Chick-fil-A helps break it up. I go pay at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's true.
Facts,
That's
facts.
true.
I never bring
in
my lunch.
seeds.
I need to
JP's
start.
got the whole office on seeds.
Coop started it,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, I did. I think G started because
No. I don't
No,
think
'cause
so.
I'll take it if I need to.
someone had it bad.
No,
and I was
it's-
like, you know what? I'm gonna start ripping seeds. So now I do that all the time.
Jalapeno ranch boys.
Seeds really are game changers. Makes it feel like you're back at the ballpark.
Yeah.
That is a
I rip through seeds all
sponsor.
the time.
For anyone listening, you want to sponsor this podcast. If you're a sunflower seeds thing trying to like get your start, oh my God, our office will.
I will sign
Yeah,
up for that.
100%.
is David's
Yeah,
is David's like the main brand?
Yeah.
I think this is one we all do, right?
Yeah.
Jared, can you pull that
That's
up?
definitely the one I put a picture of it.
We'll put a picture right here.
Yeah. No, that would be tight, bro. A ball bucket full of seeds.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of all of our
We'd be-
desks.
We'd be up here just like,
After enough
Yeah, but
seeds
I
though, the
definitely
inside of your mouth is raw.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Especially
see
them
the
flavors,
intern cave with the door open right
A
now?
little bit, yeah.
Just imagine your sunflower seed brand just sitting right there on the intern desk.
Speaking of interns,
Your day is coming.
we hired our interns on Friday.
Let's go.
Or no,
sir.
on
Yeah, we
yesterday.
did.
On yesterday.
Shout out Jared, bro.
Yeah, Jared was heading it up. Jared, what were some of your most fun takeaways from the intern process? Because it was your first time, and everybody agrees you did crush it.
Thank you. I'm trying to think of like fun or like funny things, like not just boring things. I think the funniest thing that I told G, because he is operations here, is like it's funny to me that our fans, like everyone that wants to work here, like production and social are pretty tangible skills that you have. And basically all of our fans that like didn't have those, they were just like, I'm gonna shoot it at operations. And like 90% of the videos were just like, I have no operations experience, but like I'll go get the boys coffee. And it was like good energy, but it was funny to me to see our fan base, like the ones that took the effort to send a video. And it was hundreds of videos just staying up, just scrolling, looking at all of them. But we've got it down to 5. We got 5 good boys coming in here.
Let's go. Do you remember their names off the top?
Oh no.
Oh no, Jared.
You called them
Ryan.
2 VFLs.
Yeah.
Ryan, Carson, Cade,
Matt.
Jack,
Matt.
and Matt. Yeah, 5.
Let's
Thank
go.
Here we go.
Let's go. So we'll feature them on an episode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They'll be working in the background at least.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week they'll just be over there and we can just
Close it door.
harass them.
Yeah, it'll be next
Open the door,
episode.
we
Which
have a
is
question
crazy.
for 'em?
Yeah, next episode they will be
It's nuts.
in the corner.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
next
because
episode.
this comes out.
2 weeks.
So when we come back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'll be
their
there.
first
That will
day.
be their first day.
Somebody will have to sit in my chair
Bro.
on the podcast because I'll be gone that first week. They're here
Where are you going?
to Greece, baby.
Come on.
Going to Greece. But on the topic of internships, I feel like this could play in the back of the bus pod as we're getting to know people. I feel like Garrett, you and Jack, y'all had it wasn't an internship but a job. I don't know if everybody goes around and shares their most strange internship or job they've had.
Oh wow! It's like, where are you going with this?
But y'all used to
still
work
don't
for
know.
y'all used to work for a
Don't be
magician,
long,
right?
dude.
Oh my god.
Jay Flom.
I feel like that's interesting. Like
Yeah, me and Garrett worked for a magician, and not just
It was
a magician.
magical.
He was a Christian magician, which is extremely backwards.
Yeah.
If you look up magicians in the old time, they were like devil worshippers, or they were at least thought of as devil worshippers and people of sin. And he would go and sell at these mega churches around the world. And
He could have had they could have cut a role for him in Righteous Gemstones, no
for
doubt.
sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And what's funny is you can look him up right now. Insert reference photo of Justin Flom, but you can search him, and I guarantee you've come across him on the internet because he doesn't
for sure.
do magic anymore. He does these like, I'm gonna build this crazy thing in my house, and it's like
Like
it
a
makes
trap
it seem
door.
Like, it makes it seem like it's
I
all
know
it's like
who that-
stage stuff.
I know
who
exactly
that
who
is.
you're talking about.
Literally, no, he's
Yeah.
huge online, but
He's got
he's
little kids. Right?
Yeah, he does.
Little daughters.
He
Yeah.
does. I think her name's like Harley or something, but we won't dox a child.
how did y'all
Insert
get plugged
reference
into
photo.
them?
Work for him?
So we got
Huh?
yeah, we used to work for him when
For
he
like
was
a year.
a touring
That is
magician.
insane.
Jack
Coop was
just
at a
said it.
show.
Yeah.
no.
We got on with him because our friend was actually his like day-to-day manager. Shout out Chase Smith. But we dude, we would travel, get content for him, photo, video, sell the
you-
merch table.
We literally just rotate weekends traveling.
Yeah, so
They
we
would
were
go on
never
the
on a
road,
trip
then I would
together.
go on the road.
We were never on a
Oh,
trip
dang,
together.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just me chasing Flom or Garrett chasing Flom.
I
original
did go,
channel,
dude. I
A
mean,
lot
like
of West Coast.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
we
like
were there way too many
Sacktown,
times.
A
bro.
ton of West Coast places.
Yeah,
Dang.
a lot of
Vegas.
West Coast places. The weirdest one I ever went to though was in Mississippi. We were in, I cannot think of the town. Is Monroe a town in Mississippi?
I'm sure it is.
Regardless, small town in Mississippi. And as Jack said, like he would target these mega churches basically.
Smart.
And this preacher at this mega church in Mississippi was to a T, Righteous Gemstones, rolled up in an Escalade, Rolex watch, crazy shades.
Cigar, just
dude.
ate a $90 steak from.
It was
Morton's.
insane. And the guy, yeah, you know, that's a weird world, but it's
Yeah.
really funny when you think
was-
back on it.
To his credit, he was a really good magician.
Very good.
Really
dude.
good tricks.
I mean, he had a stint. Jack and I, this was the only time we were on site together. He had a residency at the Standard in Nashville.
oldest brownstone building in Nashville, and they do like midget boxing fights there, and like it's definitely
Yeah.
racist as fuck. Like behind
It's a
closed
cigar
doors.
club. Like you have to be a member
Yeah,
of this building.
Racist club.
But yeah, dude, he would do shows back there, and it was wild.
Me and Garrett ended up quitting. Well, I don't know if we were
I
fired or we quit.
rage quit.
Literally mid-show.
I rage
and
quit
we won't
mid-show.
dive too deep into those details. It was
Right.
not. It wasn't between us and Flom. It was someone else. And we've since made up with the person, and it's hilarious.
10
But
years ago.
yeah, we almost like quit mid-show. We're running the whole
I tried
production
to.
of the show.
They're like, you want to see a magic trick?
Yeah, we're
I'm about to
like,
disappear.
But
for my next trick.
I don't know if it's even worth it to put in the cards against or
Humanity?
Cards of Wonder, whatever his like big finale trick is in this video. Because we'll watch it after this. It's like the craziest card trick you've ever seen.
Oh, with the music?
Yeah.
You think he would come on the back of the bus pod?
Maybe if we cut the first half of this.
We could probably get a call in maybe next week. I'll think about texting him because I don't know if I want to open that can of worms.
Right.
But
That's
I'll
fair.
think about texting him because I mean he seems like he's chilled out. His hair's not like slick back anymore. It's like kind of
he
like
still
casual.
local?
Huh?
Is he still local?
I don't
This
know
guy.
where they're
I don't
at.
know. I think he
Flom.
moved back to Vegas because that's where he was from
Gotcha.
originally, which makes sense why he's like a magician.
I mean, his
He had a
dad was
fat
a magician.
house. I mean, he's like a millionaire.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Dang.
he
Just from
runs
scamming churches.
TikTok now. I mean, he's like crushes those.
That's the way to
online
do it,
videos.
though. Scam the scammers.
Yeah, scammer gets scammed. But yeah, anyone else have any weird jobs?
Any magical jobs?
Y'all kicked it off hot with that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to
worked at
follow that up.
Publix.
I know this guy, by the
Jack,
way.
where are we
I
going to
looked
work
him up.
next?
I don't know, man. But yeah, literally, me and Garrett. I'm now kind of putting that together. Me and Garrett have worked together off and on for the last decade.
Sherm, you had a fun. Well, I don't know if
That
it was
shoot?
fun, but yeah, true. You've done a lot of different.
What about the
oh.
breast augmentation shoot?
Yeah. I
Reference photo.
reference photo. So working at that production company and then freelancing, there were like a lot of probably like crazier, like more fun shoots, but I fell into directing like 8 breast implant commercials. Just from
Fell into it.
fell into it, like truly fell into it
Fell into the sign-up sheet.
from just being
Face first.
being a producer, PA on a shoot that they were doing in Fort Worth, and I guess they liked my vibe or energy or whatever, and I got a call from them. They're like, "Do you
You had
direct?"
good taste.
Yeah. They're like, "Do you direct small,
Breasts.
small breasts?" That we turned into big breasts. Do you direct that? But they were like, do you do short form like broadcast television stuff? And apologies to the people at Sono Bello at the time. No. But I was like, totally, definitely do that. And called up my buddy that's a DP. His name's Abry. Shout out Abry. And I called him. I said, brother, I swear to God, this is real what I'm about to tell you. And pitched him the whole shoot. And he was like, oh, this is incredible. It was in Denver. Are you looking up Sono Bello?
No,
I would take yourself.
Oh, selfie. I saw G's face. I was like, oh, they on the site? But yeah, it was just a bunch of 40 to like 6-year-old women doing their testimonials about they had small breasts and they didn't like them and they wanted some big breasts. And we started selling breast implants.
Did you see him?
I saw them in bras.
Right.
Yeah. Saw them in bras, but actually
Jugs?
there was a girl that got drunk on set.
What?
That they like provided Sono Bello provided champagne and for some of the girls to like loosen up because they were obviously
Take
like
advantage of them?
they were older and like nervous on set, and this one girl took advantage of the champagne and had like a bottle and a half.
Damn.
And so when we were doing her shots on the psych, instead of like, your typical like drug commercial, like where you have somebody on a psych and they're like, ha ha ha, and
Right.
they're kind of dancing and moving. She's doing like a full on, what felt like a porno shoot, just like ridiculous dance moves that were like, we're not going to use any of this. And then she adjusted her top and her top just completely like everything popped out, and camera guy's like, whoa. My face got didn't zoom in. My face got super red. I just walked off set and was like, oh my God, what's happening?
Take 5,
right now?
everyone.
Truly, the women producers, thankfully at Sono Bello, were like, let's take a break.
Did you call Jill and apologize?
I did. I felt really icky after it.
Yeah.
It
You're
felt
a good
weird.
man.
Yeah.
Then you just complete 180, came to Bussin where it's all guys.
yes.
You don't have to worry about any boobs.
Oh
around
my
here.
gosh. Yeah, couldn't be more happier.
When are we filming our meat commercial?
Soon, hopefully. Now, meat's a whole different story, and Jill knows that.
I'm gonna need
She
some
gets it.
champagne.
Yeah.
I saw a comment, and I think Jared. Somebody asked last week if you had why you brought the gun to Taylor's house to roll Will, but I think it goes back further to one of your previous jobs where you don't have to get into all the details, but for me, when I heard Jared was running around with local Atlanta rappers, it caught me off guard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, based off of it. So Jared, how'd you get into the rap game?
I think honestly, yeah. So I guess my first gig, I shot weddings first, but then I had a buddy that his name's Bernard Jabs. You can look him up. He signed a record deal like when we were like in 9th grade, I think. He signed like a $400,000 deal. It's like, it's great for him. Like he
kicked something
In 9th grade.
Please
Yeah.
drop a reference.
Of him?
Is this of you and the guy in the car?
Yes, yesterday.
Please
literally.
drop that reference.
He was like, he's the one guy that I work with that he's like my good friend. I've known him since we were kids. So he signed a crazy deal. So he needed a bunch of music videos. And I just like doing video stuff. So I started making videos for him. And since he was popular, somehow we just kind of caught a little like wave where it was just like all these Atlanta rappers would book us. These guys in LA would book us. And I spent like 2017 until like probably like 2022.
And how old are you in
That's a
2017?
long wave.
17. 16, 17.
That's a long way.
17-year-old demon.
Yeah, just filming
Yeah.
music videos for rappers. It was so fun. And then, I'm trying to think if I want to tell the story. No, I'll tell it. The reason we stopped was we were in South Atlanta for a shoot. We were really stupid. Like, we did not know these guys. We knew one guy vaguely. And like, oh, come to our house. Like, it was very normal for them just to be like, come through.
Right.
And then like, they have a studio in their house. We went through and like when we pulled up, we all pulled up at the same time. 2 of the guys got out of the car and were like yelling at each other, like arguing. And we're like, oh, that's not good. And then they kind of cooled down and we're all right. And like one of them came to the basement with us. And in the basement, I actually have footage of all this, which I don't think I posted. Like you can see, they have a big TV on the wall in the studio that's like security cameras of the whole house. So we can see the whole house. And we're all like kind of just chilling. We're like, glad that argument's over. And I don't think if my mom ever hears this, she would be so sad. Like she'd be so scared for me.
Yeah.
We just see this dude that was just mad, like running upstairs. We're like, why is he running up there? Just gets his gun. And we're all like, shit.
Oh.
Like, what do we do? And we're all stuck in the basement. There's no exit. So then he just comes down there and just starts like yelling at the other guy that he was mad at, like gun at his head, like. And me and Samuel just like the only white dudes in the room,
Right.
just so out of our place in there, just like, and we just like dealt with it and just sat there until they didn't kill each
That's
other.
insane.
And then
Shout out Samuel.
yeah, shout out Samuel. I don't know if I want to dox Samuel on this.
Oh, say it one more time.
You don't
I'll
have
say
to.
it. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. It's Georgia. So Samuel, back then, I won't say his last name.
Jared's out of stage.
We
Jared, go back to
You'll
Georgia.
say. So Samuel, we had a couple other iffy
Actually
shoots.
came back there.
I'm telling the long version of this story. We had a couple other iffy shoots where we decided that we should start bringing a gun to shoots. So during that whole thing, Samuel has a book bag and has a pistol in it. And I'm just looking across the room, we're just staring at each other, and he just puts his hand in the book bag. And I was like, dude,
Oh my
if you
God.
At school?
what?
Wait, I saw.
Oh my god.
Where is this?
You
You'll
listen to
catch
the
it.
pod.
You'll have to watch the pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, nothing ended up happening. Me and Samuel got in the car, and we were like, we're never doing this again. So yeah, that was what ended it.
Is that the same pistol that you had at Taylor's?
No, Samuel would bring his gun because I would shoot, and Samuel basically would sit there and like.
You would shoot?
Yeah, I would film. Samuel would like kind of help direct and like play the
Gotcha.
music and like have his gun.
What kind of school did you go to?
Jack was just checked out for the last 5 minutes. Just comes in with
Did Jared say watch the pod as the
Yeah.
after that? That was hilarious, dude. And also shout out Samuel for his PUBG game, dude.
Samuel,
No wonder he's good.
amazing.
I trust the gun in that guy's
Yeah.
hand. I really do.
Yeah, now that I think about it, for the record, he legally owns that gun because it's Georgia, so we're
Let's go.
good. That's why I thought about it for a second. I was
So
like,
you don't legally own.
no, I legally own mine
Oh,
too because
okay.
Tennessee. But I was just thinking, I was like, am I gonna get him in trouble saying he had a gun? I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's his gun. I forgot.
So Demon was born way before.
Yeah.
you
So
got
I guess,
Bussin.
I guess I've had a gun for a while.
Damn. Demon home.
Demon home.
Steven Hove.
Pussy.
Coop, you got it.
Coop, do you own a gun?
I mean, I didn't have a crazy job like that. The
Peach
wildest
Bowl.
job I had besides, the Peach Bowl, that was pretty straightforward. I worked at a movie theater one summer. It was like a dine-in movie theater. So I was like a server.
Imagine just hour into Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, Coop comes rolling in.
Hey, you
Take
on
your
the-
order.
It sucked, and it was like a really busy summer. It was like a Lion King, Toy Story, Avengers, just
Oh,
packed,
dang.
slammed every day.
Wait, what year?
No.
2019?
Bro, so Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, like the big one. Yeah, it was. It was. No, the worst movies were like the kids movies, like the short ones, because like you had to go.
Infinity War. I don't know.
You had to go like take all these orders. People have their kids. They order a lot
Yeah.
of shit, and then you have to like drop the check. Like 40 minutes with our policy was 40 minutes before the movie.
Dang.
over.
Was this movie tavern?
No, it was not. It was called Alamo Draft House. It's like a chain.
Alamo
There's a
Draft
lot of
House.
them.
Yep.
But you would like drop the check and then like halfway into the movie, because kids movies are short, but we had to drop it, and people would order like a ton of stuff after that. So like those sucked because you had to always go back and forth and
Update the checks. and
update the
everything.
check, like rerun it. Like it just sucked, and that was like my whole summer. But
Bro.
yeah, like
I've never been to a dine-in movie theater.
I've been to one. It's kind of like a
Coop.
weird little
What did you order?
chicken fingers.
it was weird, and the system that they had is so
Can I get
so
some
dumb because like normally you go to a movie theater, you press a button, they come up and take your order. Alamo had this system where like you write it on a piece of paper and like stick
Old
it up.
school.
Yep.
Like, so whatever you want, you write on a piece of paper, you stick it up on your little mantle thing, and we had to like kind of be looking for them. And like the theater's dark. Like obviously it's a white piece of
Dang.
paper, but anytime there's like a paper up, it was hard to see. And
I'm picturing Coop on the sidelines like the tennis
Yeah.
guys
and
ready to track down the ball.
that's what we did. We would stand like in the kind of in the corridor and wait for people to put their thing up. And
Good word.
thank you. But people did not people did not know like the system, even though we explained it.
Not to speak for Coop, but I would love to hear the perspective of a waiter. Alamo Draft House is notorious for like no room in the aisle for the waiters, so you're
Sucks.
like trying to watch your movie, you just have somebody like 3 feet from
Tightrope.
your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their trays like their tables don't move. They're like stuck out. So like, and people have their feet kicked up. So like, it sucked. And then long story, at the end of the summer, I ended up quitting that job because I got like you kind of figured out your shift when you walked into work, and they were like getting understaffed towards the end of the summer. Like I think a lot of kids were going back to school. They had some full timers, but I like go in and I had like I saw on the board like I was opening that day, so like I was there early opening, and they had me all the way through the whole day till closing.
Double.
And I was like, this is like not supposed to happen. Like this is not my shift. And they're like, we're short staffed. Like we need you to do this. I was like, I'm not staying
out.
here the whole day. I was like, this is my last day here. And then I left like what a normal shift would be like in the afternoon. I was like, I'm gone. Like
I
this
love
is
how
so
Coop,
cool.
this is the second time we've heard Coop just quit the job on the spot.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well,
Let me show you this. Let me show you this magic trick Garrett and Jack showed me.
okay, to be fair, this one was kind of like a heads up. Like they knew that like that was like my last like couple days. But I was like, I didn't really like I could have had work off the next few days. I could have picked up someone's shift, and I was like, I'm like this is my last day. Like I'm not coming back. So it wasn't like
Did you use that movie theater and take any dates there?
No.
Come on, that's an L right there.
No, because all my off days I didn't want to be there. Like I never
That's-
wanted to
no,
go
that's
back.
fair.
Very
Right.
true.
We got like perks like free movies, free like all this bullshit, and I was like any time I had an off day, I would like, rather be anywhere but there.
Right.
So
Completely fair.
I never wanted to be there.
Have y'all seen that Drewski skit about it's like the employee that
Yeah.
like when they're off they're still showing
Still
up.
shows
They're
up.
like,
Yeah,
oh, I
no,
guess I don't have work today.
That was
Bro,
not me.
people do that like at restaurants and
Yes,
bars.
That's what he was
Yeah.
talking about, I think.
That was funny.
Damn.
Mitch, you got one?
No, I guess like the weirdest job I had. I worked at a beer store during COVID, and I mean, there's really
a gas station.
no like a Morgantown
Like a liquor
beverage.
store?
Yeah, like literally our just town beer store. Like,
So
It's just
liquor?
behind the register. It's a beer store.
They only sell beer.
nope.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah. No, I don't.
Was it a drive-through?
No, so in,
It's a
in
liquor store,
Pennsylvania,
no liquor though.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
that's
it-
what we used to have.
in Pennsylvania, I could be completely wrong here. I don't think you're allowed to sell hard alcohol and beer in the same spot. So it was like one of the only beer stores in our entire town, and so I saw like kids I went to high school with just coming in and getting beer. I'm like, know what you guys are getting active tonight, and
You didn't invite me.
no, it was all like kids I didn't really honestly like fuck with, but
Would you call him out?
Did
on
you
a fake
card him?
ID?
no, yeah, I mean, I went to high school with them, and I'm like, they were in my grade. I was obviously 21, and I was like the youngest person in my grade, so I'm like, these guys have to be 21. But it was so weird. Like, there was this one dude, he would come in 5 or 6 times a day, and just get a tall boy Coors Light. That's the only thing he got, but he would come in like 6 times, and we were like, why does he not just get like a a full case.
The customer service.
And he's like, they're like, I don't know. He just wants to get out of the house and just like, I think he would walk there. But each time he would come,
There and back.
each time he would come, he'd be like progressively, obviously more and more drunk. And then by like the end, he would just.
Was this guy homeless?
I was just about
I
to
don't
ask
know.
that.
It was like
I was gonna say he just got more money and that's why he
No,
came
he
back.
Sounds like a homeless.
it was just like this 60-year-old dude that would just walk in and out. I forget his name, but it was odd. But yeah, I mean,
Damn.
I haven't had too many jobs.
You worked at a golf course?
Yeah, I worked at I worked at the beer store during COVID, and then I worked at the golf course for 3 years, and then I moved to Charlotte.
That's why that guy was drunk all day. It was COVID.
Oh yeah.
Were any of
For
you guys
sure.
in high school during COVID?
I was a freshman in college. I would have been the youngest.
Thank
Alright,
God.
Thank God.
Yeah,
That would have been wild.
yeah. I lost the back half of my senior year to COVID, which
That's so crazy.
was awful.
Dude.
That is the worst.
Like when we were tight with all the baseball guys too, and we had this thing at Susquehanna, like it was called the Hill, and like our baseball field was right there, and in right field was the Hill, and like they had closed that down like my sophomore year, so sophomore and junior year was closed down. And they're like, we're gonna reopen it for like the seniors and stuff this year, and so we were like super hyped for that, and then we go on spring break, and the NBA
Everything
season
shut
shuts down. We left spring break a day early because we were like, what is going on? So we drove home and then never went back to school. It was awful. I was so pissed.
COVID, man.
Is the hill just like a literal hill that you
Yeah,
like
literally.
hang out on?
It was literally like a hill, and then there was like a little plateau that was maybe like 25 yards wide, and then there'd be like pong tables, like like stuff like that.
Hey,
It
that's
was,
a
During the
vibe.
game.
like you would
Right
obviously
field
have to like
rager.
you'd have to bring your
BYOB.
like tables and stuff.
Yeah.
But
The college doesn't supply the pong tables?
no. But it was
Crazy.
like so. And it was like there were like two levels. There was one like a shorter level, and that's where all like the parents that wanted to be in the outfield, that's where they hung out. And then you go up like 50 yards to the left, and that's where all like the college students are. And it was the best. We would just heckle the right fielder, and Dietrich would say some out of pocket things, but we don't have to
Dietrich.
repeat those.
Damn. It was like that?
Yeah. I mean, you've met Dietrich.
We gotta get Mitch's boys. We gotta get Mitch's boys on the
Jack knows
podcast.
all my friends.
God, yes.
I do. What up,
Mitch's
Sledge?
Boys episode.
Yeah, that would be not good.
We just pack it.
We do need to get Foul on here.
I don't even think you like your boys if you don't want them to be on here.
What Dietrich would just say, he would just tell everything bad about me and just make fun of me the whole time.
We got to get them on.
Yeah,
A roast? Should we have a back of the bus roast?
we should. Everybody
That
gets
would
their
be
own
fun.
episode.
Featuring Dietrich.
Everyone gets their own episode. You can invite friends.
I'll take care of episodes the next 2 months.
For real.
2 months
It's
of
just-
roast.
We're going to start backlogging a full year's worth of episodes.
What else we got on this list?
Merch. As you can tell, this is really thought out.
We got merch. I think we got on here behind the scenes of Tight End U. Tight End U is obviously coming up at the end of June at Vanderbilt. I think it's always probably one of all of our favorite events.
I'm so bummed that I'm going to be missing it.
Yeah.
Because we'll be in Greece then.
Yeah.
And it is so all time. You get all the coolest tight ends in the country out. Quarterbacks are coming around. They do fun events at night. And I don't know if we can talk about what. Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not locked. I don't think.
Yeah,
either.
we're not going to dox.
But good
dox
teaser.
yet.
Good teaser.
You
Yeah.
talk about tight end use in years past, like when Travis Kelce wished me happy birthday.
That's what I was gonna
Go
say.
ahead.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could talk
Go
about
ahead,
that.
Mitch.
Tee
Here,
that one up.
we're gonna get out. Mitch is gonna talk about his time with Travis Kelce.
Do you think the tight ends are the coolest position in the NFL?
I think so because they're not like wide receivers. They're not like they could be divas, and like I was a wide receiver, so I feel like I can say that. Granted, different levels, but
You're a
Do you,
diva.
do you think you're a diva?
I would like to think I wasn't. But
Like currently.
A
Currently,
reference
no, I'm
photo.
quarterback now.
Mitch playing.
That one will make it
you would
for
have to
sure.
ask my
Dietrich.
college quarterbacks. No, well, to Dietrich, I would be a diva because him and I punched him in the face multiple times during practice, but
Dang.
like open palm to his face, to his
Andre
helmet, to his
Johnson,
helmet.
Cortland Finnegan type.
But
beat.
yeah, so this was 2 years ago,
Hell.
right? 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
What?
ago for the shots.
Yeah, for the tight end. We were. I met Jack and G, ATL, Was there anybody else that was with you guys?
Travis Kelce.
Well, eventually, but
I think Cam was.
oh yeah, and then
Cam was
yeah.
with us.
Because they didn't get their jean jackets.
Yeah,
from,
you're
Rosemary.
the only one that did.
I did. I've worn it one time. Cam has actually worn my jacket more than I've worn my jacket.
But we went to Rosemary.
Cam
'cause-
Newton.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout
Tight
out
end
Cameron
U
Stewart.
rented
Cameron
out
Bell.
Rosemary in East, and like literally all the tight ends were there, and I brought Foul with me, and everybody here knows Foul, and we
Explain him to the audience.
Foul's my college roommate of 6 years. He's the man. But we walk in, and obviously like Foul's just a like he hasn't been around like famous people like we have. The first person we walk in and see is Rob Tunyon, and then Foster Moreau, and then
Just the boys.
yeah, Nick Mullins, and I'm like pointing all these guys out. I'm like, there's Hawk, and Foul's like, what is going on? So then we were like the 4 or 5 of us were chilling kind of like in the little patio area. And then we were like, you want me to get some shots? And then Travis Kelce so happened to be at the bar. He's like, oh, like, what's up, boys? Because he recorded with us that day. And
Beast.
they're like, oh, like, you guys taking shots? We're like, yeah, it's Mitch's birthday. And me being a Chiefs fan, Travis Kelce obviously playing for the Chiefs. I'm like, and he's like, let me get in there. I'm like, oh my God, he's about to wish me a happy birthday. We all cheers. He's like, happy birthday, Mitch. I'm like, this is
Peak.
peak.
Hammered.
He's dating.
Oh, hammered.
It was peak for us, like cool points to our friends. They were like, yeah, we're going to this event. Like it's Travis and George's. And like, they're probably like, oh, okay. Like we won't see him. And like, we're taking like Travis, like what boys? Like, are we going to do shots? We're like, this is how this is going. Like this is big news for us.
Insane.
You want to talk about getting text messages after a guest? After Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift, so many people text me. I'm sure they text y'all, and it's always like, you know, the girls from high school or whoever it is, your friends, wives, girlfriends, and they're like, now I'm like 2 connections away from Taylor Swift. I'm like, I don't think Travis actually knows my name, but I was in the same room as him, I guess.
Would y'all say Trav's like one of the highest profile people we've had on?
Him or
Has to
Jeffree
be.
Star.
Trump.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Nah.
Trump.
we did have president.
Dude, yeah, I mean, but Travis.
I know, but like,
It's a global, like,
I mean, he was so big that we kind of got hacked.
Right.
well, hey, that's actually a
this
good
is a
back of the bus story.
Good time for this.
We weren't recording with Travis at that time because it was like 8 o'clock at night. I forget who we were recording with.
Clip started leaking.
Yeah, clips just started hitting Twitter.
Yeah,
10-minute clip.
This is when you were in the back of the bus with me, and you look at me, you're like,
Oh yeah, we were mid-episode.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
Like, oh fuck.
you were like, yo, did you post the episode? I'm like, no.
And then I just saw your heart sink into your ass.
And you're like, then you literally showed me the podcast on Twitter. I'm like, what is going on? And so I had put the video as unlisted, so it wasn't private, it was unlisted, and you could see it if you had obviously like with YouTube, you can see an unlisted video if you have the URL. And I think I had to send it to Taylor to send to Trav or something, because like just to double check everything if it was going to get cut or not. And Jack shows me these videos on Twitter, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, this is like shortly
They were
after.
blowing up.
Yeah, this was shortly after I took over.
Boss's seat.
Well, no,
JP's.
yeah, JP from
Dang.
like fully uploading the episode and doing everything with the episode. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired. But so like by the time that we finished that interview, and when I get back to like our side and I look at the video on YouTube, it already has like 5,000
views, bro.
Hella views.
And I had to go tell Will Taylor, I'm like, I don't know what
the one
happened.
on Twitter had so
Millions.
many.
It had like
views, bro.
20,000 likes in like
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
And I had to go tell Will and Taylor, I'm like, I don't know what happened, but somehow the episode's already like leaked per se. And they were like, how'd that happen? I had honestly, to this day, I have no idea how it happened.
As you just explained the whole story.
No, but I don't
It
know
was
how
unlisted and it got
No.
out there. It wasn't
Yeah,
private.
but I don't know how somebody got the URL. Is
So,
what I'm saying.
Did you put it in a playlist?
That's
I think,
the thing.
I think that's what
Then you
I
can
think
find
that's
it.
what
Right.
was.
It's like it's there. It's public.
God damn, Jared.
It's just not. It's the back of the bus.
I was
podcast.
explaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has good stories of
Will
having it.
spin zoned that really well. And
He
basically
did.
saying the Swifties hacked us.
Yeah.
And I think it played honestly even better.
I mean,
in our
that's.
favor.
I think it's our top 3, maybe number 2 viewed episode of all time behind Portnoy the first time. But it's like, I think it has almost close to like 700,000 views. But that like the Swifty bump was insane.
Yeah. Travis is just incredible. Like to be that famous and to know like it's your birthday, take the time to say what's up. Whenever he's at the bus, he always shows love to us. And
they sent us a collab today on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
the whole New Heights team is awesome.
Yeah, they really are.
Shout out Jets Jake.
Speaking of Chiefs, I had a pretty bad mess up one time with a Harrison Butker tweet. And if you're a tier 1, you know this tweet because I got cooked for it.
Stand on it, bro.
And I know I do, man. Women do belong in the kitchen and at home.
And that's why we're here.
No, I mean, if you're not familiar, you can search it. But Harrison Butker gave the commencement speech at, I believe, his college.
Yeah.
And it's the 30-minute speech in entirety gets pretty bizarre. He's like, women should be home or caregivers, shouldn't like have jobs, this and that. And then he had one clip that was about masculinity and had nothing to do with, you know, any kind of like edgy kind of hot topic situation. I post that thing and I'm like, what an epic speech by Harrison Butker. And I like go to work out and I come back and it's like hundreds. It was Kelly Keegs from Barstool had quote tweeted us and was like, the most misogynistic like brand at Barstool strikes again, blah, blah, blah. It was brutal, and it's just a lesson I had to learn that you should get the full context on things that you post, even if it's not in the specific video, because the video went nuclear online, his actual speech, and then like right below it in the search bar, it's like Bussin With The Boys, like most epic speech ever. And so...
Wasn't this right after Dave complimented us? Or
maybe.
What was that situation?
That was FanDuel field goal kick, right?
Yeah, and I'm not ready to do... to dox whoever did that. But
Team effort.
Team effort. It goes down, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, women do belong at home.
I'm trying to think if anybody has good mess ups they can think off the top of their head. I feel like that's some good tier 1 lore.
Multiple.
Oh, yeah, I had a good one. The first time we ever recorded with Shane Gillis in Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
We packed the equipment to travel, blah, 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 and I did not include the audio recorder. And I'm kind of like freaking out. And I'm like hitting JP like, we got a problem, but I'm going to figure out how to fix it. Luckily, there was a Guitar Center like right down the road. And the way our schedule worked, like Shane had to push time. We went and did a tour. But that was a scary situation where I was like, had to go tell Will like, hey, forgot this, have a solution. It's going to be all right. But that was one of those where I was like, I'll never be back here ever again. The whole point of our job is to record. And I forgot the one thing that we needed. And of course, it was like the first time we were with Shane Gillis in that Airbnb.
And it was my birthday.
And this isn't Brothers.
This was not Brothers. I know. And for Garrett, especially, like Garrett is a very organized individual. So for it to happen, it was even more kind of out of the blue. And it's the worst feeling in the world. But my first time that I messed up was again, it's kind of like I was living in Florida. We were talking about it the other day. I had just got the job, and for whatever reason, they were like, hey, you should be in charge of uploading the full episode. Now, mind you, I'm like, I just have a laptop, like an old MacBook, horrible Wi-Fi at this house I'm at, and a
different time zone,
and a 2-hour and like 30-minute podcast with Michael Chandler.
Oh, God.
And
shot on 1080.
Huge. It takes me forever to even download the file.
Yeah.
And so I'm uploading it and it's just not going. It's like, estimated time remaining 18 hours. I'm like, oh. So then I'm texting Alex and Bloss like, hey guys, I'm trying my best. I promise. I've went to different Wi-Fi. I've done all these things. And then I don't know if Will calls me or texts me. He's like, yo, what's the issue? I tell him and he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I have all my stuff packed. I'm about to leave. Like I'm about to have to unpack. And then my Twitter, I start getting a bunch of notifications on Twitter, and Will has tweeted it out. Hey guys, if the episode's late tomorrow, it's because our new guy can't get the job done. And I'm like, Oh my God, this is horrible. I'm not gonna last a week, but ultimately it was all good. The episode, it went out like a little bit later, but I was stressed.
Oh my god.
That doesn't even make sense as to why you would upload it.
I know.
G, I know you just told a story, but do you want to talk about how you were a social? You worked on socials for a day
Is that when I tweeted myself?
at the Titans
Oh, yeah.
game.
Yeah.
We gotta find that reference photo.
We should have never deleted it.
Alex probably has it, honestly, because he said he screenshot it. But yeah, we had just like kind of gotten the keys to the social account, and I'm trying to tweet something at a Titans game, and just not thinking, little buzz, put it on the Bussin Twitter page, just a selfie of myself at the Titans game.
holding a
lemon.
lemon.
Yeah.
You're like,
Some
I'm gonna throw
dickhead
this
was
lemon.
throwing it at me.
It was Jack.
That same game, I responded to a fan or like someone talking shit to us on the account and just screenshotted his profile photo because he looked like an absolute nerd.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of went dummy. And then I think it was Alex was like, hey, dude, like, it was funny, but we cannot do this from the brand account. And I was like, okay. And then so like me and Garrett both getting the keys and like basically crashing the car first day.
That's funny. Sherm, you got one, or Jared, Coop?
Well, I did have a really, speaking to G's story, and that's hilarious that you were the person I called. I didn't check with Mitch. We're in Detroit. And so Mitch just goes, hey, Sherm,
No.
we were at the training camp, the spring training
Lions.
camp.
Shout out Jared Goff.
Yep, shout out Goff.
Play the video. Play the video.
Insert reference video. I'll send you it.
I was relatively new. I don't know if Jared had even started yet.
You were like 2 or 3 months in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mitch was like, hey, Sherm, while I'm finishing up getting vlog stuff with JP, go set up the set. And I started going through all the stuff, and I'm looking for that same audio recorder that G hadn't packed. And
Oh yeah.
I'm like, fuck. So wait, did I call you first and you told me to call G?
Yeah, because I was out there on the field
That's
filming
what it
whatever.
was.
I'm like, oh.
And JP was on the other side of the field from Mitch, who has the sound recorder in his backpack this entire time.
Yeah.
So I'm just creating this scenario that does not exist. And G's like, well, you got to go to Guitar Center. Map out. Guitar Center's point like 2 miles away. It was crazy close, but they didn't open for like another 2 hours. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And then Mitch comes in just so chill, and he's like pulling it out of
I
his
remember
bag.
you calling me, and I was like, all right, I've been through this situation before. Find a Guitar Center. Don't tell anyone. Get
Right.
the keys and go. If they're doing something, just there and back.
Yeah.
We might have to cut that audio sound. But yeah, that one was because you called me and I wasn't there, and I was like, I don't have a solution. Like, I
Why
can't
didn't you
do
just call
anything.
me?
I was like, ask
I don't know.
You're just in panic mode. It's
I
like,
was in panic mode. And if
so
anything,
funny.
I thought that like everything was in that room. And so I guess it just never crossed my mind that like, oh, Mitch does have 2 backpacks, because you were
Right,
lugging
yeah.
2 bags.
Yeah,
That
and I was like, I mean, to get into the weeds of like packing stuff, like when that like essential recording stuff, I always put that in my backpack to know that I have it.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, yeah. And then when we finally got you, and you were like, yo, like I can't find the audio recorder. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh, it's in my backpack, bro. Like we're fine. And you're like,
5 million pounds came off my
holy
shoulders
shit.
in that moment. I was like, oh my God.
and then we went to Houston, and then what happened to Houston?
the birth of the alarm clock.
Oh my God. The Houston, dude, that was the most, and yeah, that was the same trip. So maybe 2 or 3 months in, the phone did not have a like phone jack to plug into. So I was like, oh, okay, I can't call for a call thing at the desk. I'll just set a bunch of iPhone alarms. Make sure that my iPhone is on the other side of the nightstand, so in my sleep I can't, wake up to 4 missed calls, like one from almost
The
everybody.
worst feeling.
Yeah.
And it's where like your iPhone just says snooze, but like no noise is coming from it.
Right.
Oh, no,
Why does
sheet-
that happen?
I
Makes
have no
no
idea.
sense.
No sheets are on me, and I just have the phone like this, and then I call, and I was like, hey, so sorry. We also flew out that day. So I had to pack so I literally just grab everything and shove it in the bag in a matter of seconds. Come down to the lobby. Everybody's like kind of been there at some time.
I finished breakfast or whatever.
Yeah, everybody's been there like sometime in their profession. So I felt like all you guys were like, hey, it's all good. Like we're leaving at the time we're supposed to leave. But Will just comes right up to me and goes, what happened? I go, well, talking through the whole thing. And I tell him the phone thing that didn't have a jack. And he looks down at the ground as he's walking next to me. And he just so sharply, I'd never in my life had anybody do this to me. He looks at me and goes, did you just lie to me, Sherman? I go, no. It's like, I promise you. That's it. Like, there wasn't a phone jack. He's like, all right. And so then the next travel shoot, I just had to make a priority of like, I'm not going to sleep through this. So I have a little travel size alarm clock that runs off of AAA batteries.
Yeah. Last one on the sleeping thing. This one nobody slept in, but in Green Bay when we were getting ready to leave, Jack was sleeping and his alarm was going off downstairs, and he was just sleeping through it. And the speed at which he responded when I finally was like, "Hey Jack, you turn that off?" Like, not even a breath went by. He goes, "Yeah, sorry, I got it."
Dude, I have an ongoing battle with alarms. So when I didn't want to see you lose, but it felt so good to be on the other end of it.
Oh, 100%.
And I've had my bad streaks on trips where I've woken up late and like I'm a sleepy guy by nature, but like I've been good over I feel like the last like year. Like I've been getting there at least.
Reference the sleep stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Was it not to like bring up reopen old wounds, but did you sleep in Charlotte that one time?
Charlotte.
Remember?
No, that was a. I don't think that was a sleep in.
We had to drive to Charlotte, I think.
Yeah, we got there late. I think, right?
Yeah, we just got there late
Because of me.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't remember what it was.
I wouldn't doubt it, but
Were we driving from South Carolina though?
I think
we
so.
were in Columbia,
And it
because
was
it was the first time we interviewed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was when we interviewed like
Beamer,
Spencer
Goat.
and all them
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know what happened there.
Also, it just reminded me of the team meeting that I think I was 3 weeks into the job. I showed up to the team meeting 20 minutes late,
we might have to have a sleep off.
and I still had.
you're gonna lose.
Just a weekend, no alarm set. See who
I was gonna
sleeps
say
longer.
you have to set an alarm every 10 minutes and see who can stay the
And
longest.
the worst part for me is on a Saturday where I don't set an alarm. I'm up at 6:30 for some reason. My
Right.
body's
The
just
worst.
like,
Right.
it's terrible.
for some reason.
But yeah, and then you set an alarm, you sleep there, and you're like, fuck.
I
dude.
swear your body just goes into this mode where it's like, I'm gonna fuck you. Like you're screwed.
Yeah.
Hey.
I feel like if we're telling travel stories, we got to talk about Nebraska with our guy Coop.
How long have we been going, Jared?
Yeah, this could be a good
47.
intro into
Yeah.
the next week.
No, yeah. Or
Okay.
it can be a great
or
ending.
the
Okay,
yeah.
So
Reference photos will be dropped.
Yeah.
Do we have reference photos?
Oh, I have a few.
we this was 2 springs ago. It wasn't this past spring. It was last spring.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go to Nebraska. This is Coop's first time traveling
First time.
with the fellas,
So
and
Berries.
yeah, we had a live show that night, and that's when Rule popped out, and then me. Did you go, or it may have just been me? We went to Rule's like penthouse.
Yeah, no, I stayed and cleaned up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was with G for that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and then
Penthouse was sick.
oh yeah, it was my bad, but
Yeah. Sorry, Mitch.
And then-
I was there.
and then we went
Bitch.
to if all the Nebraska people know Barry's, we've had a few nights of Barry's, and Delaney was with us, and we pull up to Barry's, and we get there, and we're like, we have like our own little section, whatever. And
It wasn't little. It
Yeah,
was,
we
it was
had
half the bar.
yeah,
And we couldn't pay people to be
and
there.
I'll let Coop take over because Coop and Delaney had an amazing time.
From that point, I don't really remember much. I just remember like the damn tequila shots. Delaney kept
I
passing
thought at
out.
one point you were crushing Jack Daniels.
you
Mixed
made a
with
I was
quote.
doing it all. I
The
think.
tequila and whiskey is
Yeah.
deadly.
Well, the quote was, I don't want to do tequila. If we're going to do this, I need to do whiskey. And Delaney was
Yeah.
like, I'll do whiskey with you.
He
And
did.
So y'all
that,
made the switch.
that was after like a couple tequila shots though, because that
Oh my God.
I don't do good on
Just
that.
banging on the table in there.
Yeah, see, I don't
Just
remember that. I
so
still don't know if
fired
that's
up.
true. I mean,
That's the
I call y'all
most
liars,
truth in
but
any story.
Bro,
He
I
was
don't think I've ever been in that
hammered.
place.
I nudged.
Bro, tequila and whiskey in the same night sounds like a nightmare.
Hey, but the
I-
whole time Delaney's like, "I got you, I got you." And like,
Yeah.
I was like, "I trust you." Like,
I trust you with my
I
life.
love you, bro.
Yeah, you were going up to
Dap him
Delaney.
up.
Yeah, you were going
Hey,
up to
who got you
Delaney's.
that shirt?
Delaney Walker got me this shirt.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Coop and Delaney are low-key boys.
I know. After that night, literally, is where it all started.
Delaney, Coop would just go
Delaney.
up to Delaney. He's like, "Hey, let's take another shot." And Delaney would like has back like, "You need to drink this water."
He was
And then you can
he was
do it.
he was giving me water.
But then like
I think I don't remember.
You drink this water, you get one more shot.
I nudged G and I'm like, "Yo, look at Coop over there. He's just down, just sitting on the bench like this." And then just punches it like 3 times.
Dude,
Gets up.
I don't
You're
remember.
right, Coop?
I'm
It
sure
was-
my head was spinning. Yeah.
Not hungover the next day though.
Hey,
at
I was
all.
gonna say next morning felt fine.
I felt
Sweaty
terrible.
sheets.
Bro.
Sweaty sheets. That's a during the night problem. In the morning, I was.
We
fine.
got back
It's
to
like it
the
never happened.
hotel.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does not happen to me.
We got back to the hotel and we all went to my room and Coop just went straight to his room. Woke up, not hungover, and the rest of us are like,
Was that when we
Yeah, I was chilling. I
crushed
was
all those
fine.
canes
Canes.
and got
dude, my room the
With-
next morning,
with
I
Delaney.
wanted to
With
throw
Delaney.
up at the smell.
Yeah.
Because we had gotten canes catered for the live
Yeah.
show in the green room.
Yeah.
we had one of those,
And
like,
we didn't
big
eat it at
tin
all.
foils.
So I had
Ooh, just
3
sauce
trays.
out there.
It was chicken, fries, and bread.
Oh,
In my room that morning, the next morning was, oh my God, the cleaning crew was probably like,
Yeah.
what the?
and it was only shots. Like you were only doing shots.
Yeah.
No,
man.
we were making mixed drinks, tequila
Okay.
drinks.
Yeah. No,
We were
you
making
can't.
tequila drinks.
I don't remember what I
But
had.
we were getting
Hey,
after
but
it.
I woke up, popped a Sprite, and then I was good. Like,
Bro, like,
Damn.
like Jack, G, and I and Delaney were just hanging out in G's room for what felt like 3 hours.
It was a long time.
But I mean, just hanging out with Delaney's the best thing.
Yeah.
I wish y'all had known about his Dr. Pepper
I
situation.
know.
If y'all just give him
I
one
had
DP,
I would've been-
electrolyte packs for everybody in the car. We're all like,
That girl?
I'm in the driver's seat, just like
I just
head on the
wanted
wheel.
to hang out with Delaney and you guys. Keep going.
Go ahead. No, I got to hear about that.
Yeah, I just berries.
He don't
I,
want it.
I met
That's
a,
enough.
He didn't want to
I,
get
yeah, I
caught
met
up
a
in
girl
that.
and then I ditched her to hang out with Delaney Walker, and that is always the play.
Always.
Always.
Dude, my favorite part is when, because I wasn't there, when I got back to Nashville and I asked everybody how it went, everyone is telling me the stories of Coop. And then once everyone's done, Coop is just like, I'm pretty sure that's not true. Oh, what a beast.
that might be the most banged up I've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was bad.
It was one of those scenarios where, like, and we've all been there. You just go up to your boys, like, bro, I love you, and like,
I'm a big dapper upper.
yeah,
Jared.
Hey, yeah, let's turn this on Jared.
We can save it for next week.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
we'll
say-
save that one for another time.
Who wants to close us out?
Jack, you got it.
I feel like Coop should.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
Coop should.
The legend.
I don't even
Just
know
tell
what
them to subscribe. Tell them to
Hey.
leave in comments and tell them to stop unsubscribing because 3 people last week they
What?
unsubscribed.
Yeah.
So we can't have that.
I think we know who they are.
And also, this is our last episode on the Bussin' page.
So just tell them that.
Ooh, follow
Basically,
us.
everything,
All platforms.
everything JP just said. This is our last episode on the Bussin' page. Please subscribe.
Not to this page though. Subscribe to
Subscribe to
our
us when we make our
Yeah.
new page. That's it for episode 3.
Let's go. Journey to 1 million.